Hi, I'm Anna Bolina, and I'm answering the questions that you guys submitted on my Instagram story. Do you think that one day you'll have a store? I would be so stoked if one day that happens. I would love to. I think that's something that I really want to work towards. I mean, I don't know how far in the future that would be, but I think that my dream scenario would be to have 3 stories where the third floor is live space, second floor is workspace, studio, office, and then the first floor is a store. You know, bring the new designs just down to the store, bringing stuff up to the studio. It needs to be tailored to this person. I also do think that a lot of the more experimental designs, especially from the shows, would really benefit from being sold in person for, reasons of altering the fit right then. They're a little bit complicated to figure out, things like that. Yeah, so hopefully. Or the pink headbands coming back one day. If you wanted, I could probably print you 1 or 2. It's just that I'm just gonna say probably not. I'm trying to move in the future of products, not go back. Not a question, but timeless brand logo. Thank you, appreciate that. I like it too. Thoughts on casual sex? I think that, I don't know, I don't have any judgment about it. I think that people should do whatever makes them happy, or not do whatever makes them not happy. Yeah, it takes a while to figure that out. Things that are amazing when they're good and awful when they're bad. This is kind of a weird one. Sounds. Too much sound or music. I can get super inspired, and I love going to see live music. I love dancing, going out and dancing, or if I have my headphones on, I'm listening to a great song. I'm just vibing. If a song is playing and I don't like it, I literally somehow just can't stand to even hear. Sometimes it's just about that specific song makes me really sad, or just somehow feels nails on a chalkboard. What type of car would I be, color or vibe? I think I would be a black Range Rover. I like to wear heels, and they're raised up, and I like to feel tall, and you feel kind of powerful driving them. You could run over that little Prius, just right over them. What's your goal and message with Anna Bolina? The message has always been, you don't have to do things how everyone else does. I think that's the big one. You don't have to live like everyone else. One, in a personal sense of your own style, your own individuality, how you go about being a creative or being in the fashion industry, especially, there's a lot of issues. I know it's very hard right now in the world, and it seems to be getting harder, taking risks, putting yourself out there. I would like to see more people not do things in the same way. If I could change one thing about how I was raised, what would it be? One thing about how I was raised is that at the beginning of my life, it was in a very, very alternative space and community. I think that it was pretty shocking to transition into public school, and as a young kid, it sort of made me want to be normal. Hard to say I would change anything because it all made me who I am today, but I do feel for my younger self about feeling like I didn't fit in, and that's never good. I think that it made me a little bit insecure. I think that I would maybe change that to an extent, but it's hard to say because looking back, everything happens for a reason. Do I have any more underwear for sale? I don't think so. I could check. I have a bunch of stuff in a storage unit. I think they're all pretty small. Hardest thing I've had to do since creating this brand, probably put on the last fashion show because we were working with materials that were not made for making clothes. A lot of them I sourced from the local recycling center. We were on a very tight schedule. In general, getting used to actually running a business. Where do you source your materials? When I started the brand in 2020, I was pretty much exclusively taking apart clothing that I got from secondhand stores and using that as patterns, altering them, that sort of thing. I would say that in a collection, probably 75% is made from materials that I've sourced from surplus stores, things like that. Also, past recent shows, I've been exploring some different places that don't just sell clothes and sell just sort of like raw materials, because I think the upcycling thing, while it is super important, can be, yeah, like, I just feel like I sort of know what I'm gonna find in a lot of these places now. And that's because a lot of them have the same stuff, because these fast fashion brands produce a bajillion, I don't know, pleather pants every year, I guess. I don't know why they always have like 5 racks of pleather pants. And so I'll go there knowing sort of what I need, but I also am always looking for places with fresh things, because I love just like the discovery process of that. Are you open to internships? Yeah, definitely. Email me, especially this summer. We want something that's so cunt, like out of this world cunt, sis. Yeah, same. Noted. When is your next casting call? Probably soon. What was the first piece of clothing that you designed? Well, actually, the first thing that I designed in terms of like something that kind of became part of the brand was this tank top that I had written "whatever you want me to be" on it and put like rhinestone hearts around. And I actually made a video. I have like this old YouTube channel of experimental videos that I used to make, and in the video I filmed myself making it, and then that sort of became a screen print that I did and has been sort of one of like the slogans of the brand. There was also this pair of jeans that I remember that was one of the first things that people like really responded to, and they were covered in, I used like a jean jacket and sort of covered the whole pair of jeans. Those are actually also, I'm wearing them in another video that I made called "If It Makes You Happy, Why the Hell Are You So Sad?" Also on that more personal or like older YouTube channel. When I was originally making clothes, this is why I started making clothes. I was making clothes like for these very experimental videos that I was creating, and so I was making these garments just for me to wear in the video. So that's what I would do. I made the tank top, I made the jeans, and then I wore them in the video and edited that so that we're on YouTube, just to get some creative output in. What was a moment where you thought the things had gotten bigger than you expected? When I literally didn't have any time to do anything except for printing, fulfilling, packaging, going to the post office, sending out orders, when I literally just didn't have any time to do like anything but that. The demand got faster than I was really like prepared for. I was able to do all of that and other things, and then suddenly it was like, I only have time to do that. How do you feel about seeing all the people wear your clothes online? I love to see it. It really makes me happy. Yeah, I love seeing people feel good in the clothes. I think that's something just so important. I love seeing people, want to flex with the clothes. The different types of people, the different styles, to look at that and see how people are wearing the stuff, and just to see like how far it's gone is really great. What's something that you would tell yourself when you were starting? Okay, I think that when I was starting, I had to tell myself that my designs were good enough. Just getting over the sort of like fear of sharing something that you've made. That was something that took a couple times, and then you sort of realize that it's all gonna be okay. I think now though, it's different. I have to tell myself different things. What is one design that you feel especially proud of? The latex stockings that have also been made in leather and just like other materials. Also call them like leg accessories. I basically started making them because I wanted a boot shaped like this, where it goes like out, but then I wanted to wear like my shoe underneath because I'm really picky about the heel. And so someone gave me these leather straps, and I made the shape that kind of like goes out like that. And I just love that you can put them over whatever shoe you want to wear. And I absolutely love those. Like I would wear that shit all the time. That was my shit. What inspired the toothbrush design? The big text was something that I designed early in the days of starting this brand. My roommate screen printed and she taught me how to do it. I just wrote one day on the train some phrases like the do whatever you want, no one gives a fuck, who are we trying to impress, it's all been done before. And those phrases were inspired by a feeling that things had gotten a little bit like too monoculture, and that if people felt a little more confident in expressing themselves and being very like different and not needing sort of like the validation of things already being approved, that the world would just be more interesting and exciting. And that also like was something that, you know, I needed to hear. Please post more. I love everything you do. Well, thank you. I am working on that. It has been a transitional period for me. When I was first starting out doing this brand, things were a lot simpler. There was a lot more time and energy for, you know, working all day and then at night getting myself ready, whipping out something I had made during the day and like taking a million videos of it and posting it that night. That way of working does not work anymore with the necessary steps that have had to happen to grow the business. And I've also just been dealing with some other like shifts in my life. And so, you know, I feel like I exposed a lot and I have been sort of slacking on that. And I definitely felt it too. I felt the lack of, I think it's one of the ways that I like, it's one of my like necessary ways of creative expression where I like don't feel good if I'm not doing it. And so yeah, I feel the same way, and I will. Can I have a free item? Well, email me and we'll see. Where do you pull inspiration from? People always ask this. I don't like to really like give specifics because I think that's a little bit of a personal thing. I pull inspiration from just a really wide variety of things. Past designs, past silhouettes, current shows. I look at music videos a lot, movies. Music in general is really inspiring to me, just all the things around it. I watch documentaries about celebrities and like important figures. That's one of my favorite things to do. I read books a lot. I love reading books. I love reading fantasy books, sci-fi. One sci-fi book in particular gave me like a lot of inspiration for my first show, actually. The book was by Octavia Butler, so a really great author. It was like, just brief summary, 20 years in the future, or not, maybe more, and like the world is completely screwed. That inspired me to add like the green waste money text on the screen print I already had that said like drop the power of fame, and it has inspired me like since to really focus on sustainability in fashion and overconsumption and what a problem that is. I mean, it can also just come from like something random that I find on the street and then I just really like the materials and start like gathering that material. It comes from everywhere. How can we collab? I love your brand and love your posts. Yeah, any collaboration, the best thing to do is email me because honestly, I really don't like talking about work stuff over Instagram. and a lot of DMs get lost in the sauce. And the best thing to do is to like immediately send me your pitch or your work or what you want to collab or what you want to, pull, whatever the thing is. Just get straight to it with like visuals, and that's the best way to get in touch about anything like that. Is that your real name? No. Anna Bolina is not my real name. And Anna Bolina is a translation of Anna Bolin. There's like a famous portrait of her. It's like the only one that they can officially say is Anna Bolin. And in the corner it says Anna Bolina. It's like the Latin Italian translation. And I just love the story of Anna Bolin. Like, this tattoo is the necklace that she used to wear, and I got this like a couple years before I even changed the Instagram name. So, favorite niche reality TV or trashy show you binge? It's not really niche, but I just binge Bravo, just cycle through Real Housewives of New York, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of the OC, Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially the older seasons, Vanderpump Rules. I don't know if I could say which one is my favorite. Vanderpump Rules is sort of like a separate thing for me, and I absolutely love it. I've been a fan of Vanderpump Rules for a long time, and it just keeps on giving. And obviously, I love the Real Housewives. I have honestly not been keeping up with some of the newer seasons, but I just go back through it and just like, I think I actually last month just watched like New York for since the first season, and then like went to OC. Any specific things you look for in a model when casting your shows? Honestly, no. I think I'm pretty open. I do like it when people have like a little bit of a unique thing about them, whether it be like their style or just how they like present themselves. But yeah. Will you ever be in LA? We need you up here. Professionally, I mean, like, I don't know. Never say never, but I don't really have any plans to. I do like LA, but I've only ever gone there to like just straight chill, so maybe. What's your favorite color? Definitely red. I like that red is like bold and strong, a little bit challenging to wear at least. I like that it has a sort of like fiery energy that I'm sort of drawn to. Yeah. What's one thing you can't live without? Like, I go through these phases where I can't live without something, but I can't think of anything that I like haven't just been able to sort of like eventually I move on. I definitely need like ice cold water every day. And I need clothes that I like to wear. But that changes, what I like to wear. What was one project that you love to look back on? I would say that video, The Cage, that we put out last spring, we were using looks from the previous show in February of that year. The sound, the music, the looks, the hair, the makeup, the movement, the timing, the lighting, obviously, like the actual video, visuals. When all of that comes together, that's just what I live for. That's what I'm always trying to do with the shows and any sort of like video project. And I feel like that one, just the whole team, we knocked out of the park. I love watching it back. I actually watch it back and I'm just feeling like I need some inspiration. Where do you see Anna Bolina in 5 years? I see Anna Bolina in New York, and I see a lot of growth. The team growing, everything growing, the product line growing, the amount that we're able to do growing. I'd like to do like more diverse projects, like it's hard to find the time right now, but I want to grow everything so you can do just like very like dabble in all sorts of different things. And yeah, I see Anna Bolina just like becoming more of what it is.